It's on and off, and I have a couple of abutments here that they put in surgically, and like I said, the results couldn't be better.
I'm here with my very good friend Bob.
Hello.
So Bob and I know each other from a local private club. I'm going to keep that top secret. We can guess. But Bob knew that I do facial surgery. And Bob, you want to give him the backstory?
Yeah, I was diagnosed with cancer on my ear, and they did one surgery, and they weren't satisfied that they got it all, so they wanted me to go back. And when I went back, they took all of my outer ear off, and so, you know, I was really concerned about it. So I asked Mike. I said, "What would you do?" I said, "They've offered me reconstructive surgery or prosthetic," and then he said, "Who's the doctor?" And I told him, and it was Dr. Oz.
No, Azadeh Asfari.
Yeah, and she was fabulous. I mean, her whole office was really good. Yeah. And so they did this, and everybody that sees it says they can't tell.
Yeah, so the options are using rib, which on older people, over 30, 40, it starts to turn mostly to bone anyway, but trying to find rib cartilage, and then trying to carve something that looks like the framework of an ear, and then trying to cover that with flaps of tissue from the scalp and the nape of the neck and everything else. And the best surgeons in the world make okay reconstructions in adults, and it's a lot of work, and it's rib out of your chest cavity, and 2 and 3 and 4 surgery, and it is painful, and it's got a little bit of risk. Or the prosthetic. So Bob, I'm gonna have you just turn your whole self that way. That's one ear, and he already spoiled the secret. This is the prosthetic ear. And then turn back and turn face towards me. And then that's his native ear. And turn back over this. Bob, how many people even notice when you?
None. No one noticed. In fact, the people that I knew that had the procedure, I went to lunch with some friends of mine who knew that I was going for it. They came back and they said, "I'm sitting right next to you, and I can't tell."
Yeah. So it usually involves a few surgeons or a few professionals to do this. There's the prosthodontist, which is a specialized, especially within dentistry, and that's what Dr. Oz was. There's usually a head and neck surgeon involved because in the old days you'd stick these prosthetics on with spirit glue, but now you can have a magnetic abutment kind of implanted into the skull, and then the ear just magnetically snaps on or snaps off. You want to show them?
Sure. It's on and off, and I have a couple of abutments here that they put in surgically, and like I said, the results couldn't be better. I think. So,
well, and then the third professional is the artist. So there's the prosthodontic professional, there's the head and neck surgeon that does the abutments so that these can magnetically snap on, and then I'm blanking on her, Julie.
Yeah, Julie is the artist, and she truly is. I probably went in for like 3 visits with her, and on the last one, when she put the ear on, she's probably spent another hour trying to correct tones and colors, and she's truly an artist. It's amazing, and Dr. Oz couldn't have been nicer.
So it's not just make a silicone mold; it's literally meticulously hand painted to get all the contours and the highlights and whatever. So anyway, for face, ear is common. When you have a really complex nasal defect, it's actually common. Sometimes lips, eyes, all this kind of stuff. Whole sections can be done, and it can feel like, I remember we had this conversation. You're like, isn't it better just to make it out of your own tissue? There's some emotional benefit to it, but for some of these highly complex things,
it didn't bother me in the least, and I didn't have to suffer. So
yeah, the risk is low and quality of life is great.
I really appreciate this guy's input. I mean, I just took a chance and said, "What would you do?" And he was very emphatic about it. He's see Dr. Oz, get the prosthetic, and you don't want to go through the whole surgery thing and have it come out looking bad.
Well, honestly, God, the reconstructed ones, even if there's no risk and no pain, they don't look like this.
No,
this is head and shoulders above it. So thank you for helping educate.
Hey, anytime. You're a great guy.
You're amazing too. Thanks. Bob.